Okay, magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Marami pong salamat sa oportunidad na ito na maibahagi po ang storya ng Prima Doc. Isa pong karangalan na maging part ng webinar series na ito in celebration of the 112th founding anniversary of the College of Agriculture and Food Science ng UPLB. I must say no, na ang UPLB ay meron talagang special na part sa aking pong puso dahil isa sa pinakamasaya at pinaka-memorable na parte po ng aking buhay ay nung nag-aaral pa po ako sa UPLB. Kaya ako ay excited na maging naibahagi ang presentation na ito sa ating pong lahat. Sa mga professors, sa mga staff, and alumni, and sa mga iba pa pong mga participants ng seminar na ito. Magandang araw pong muli sa inyo. And I hope na ang presentation po nito ay marami po kayong matutunan at marami pong at maging inspirasyon po sa marami po sa atin na mag-venture sa agribusiness at sama-sama po nating itaas ang antas ng agrikultura dito po sa Pilipinas. Pinamagatan ko po ang presentation na ito na Patok na Pagnenegosyo ng Pato. This is a presentation about the Philippine duck meat industry, and to give you some information or some background of the presentation, here's the outline. First is I'll be discussing some of the statistics, some of data from the government and also from our company on the industry of duck meat. So we will be very specific on the duck meat. Pero for the information na manggagaling po sa government, most of them are for the itik. And then we'll talk about our business. So I'll show you about the business model, some of the challenges that we have, and our journey. And I will also share to you some of the responses that we took in response to the disruption of the pandemic. And this one is very exciting, tips in duck farming. So I'll show you some tips on duck production, and also I prepared a return on investment. So you'll have an idea on the potential of this business. And then the key success factors, we'll also talk about that. So there are things that we really have to consider para maging successful yung ating venture. And then some new normal opportunities, some of the opportunities that na meron po tayo ngayon, no, sa new normal. So dahil po sa epekto ng pandemya. And we will end with some conclusions and some of the lessons na pwede po nating magamit. Hindi lamang sa duck farming or duck production, kundi sa iba pa pong ating mga negosyo or ventures. So let's start with the Philippine duck meat industry. So here's a slide na makikita natin yung volume ng duck production and annual growth rates ng Philippines mula po noong October to December 2018 to 2020. So as of January 2021, the total inventory of duck in the Philippines was recorded at 12.22 million birds. Ang population po ng backyard ay tumaas ng 3%, samantalang ang commercial farms naman ay nagtala ng 4.8% increase. On the total duck inventory, this is very significant. 65.5% were raised in backyard farms at 34.5 naman po ang sa mga commercial farms. Almost 60% ng total inventory or the country's duck population ay nako-concentrate po sa tatlong region, which is yung Central Luzon, kung saan po nandoon yung aming farm, EDL farm, Western Visayas, and Soxargen. Additional information lang on but this is for 2017, 2018, and 2019. This is kind of old, based on the latest industry update of the government. Wala pa sila nitong updated. So here's the data. We can see here that the Philippine duck meat industry focuses on the layer ducks. So marami po mga laying flock. For balut production called itik. So I just want to share, no. This is madami po nagtatanong nito, pero ito yung isa sa mga in a way, parang trivia na ano ba yung itik, ano ba yung pato, ano ba yung bibe, ano yung Peking, ano yung Pekin. So, just to simplify, kapag po itik, ito po yung Philippine mallard duck. Kapag pato, ito yung Pekin duck. Kapag bibe, ito yung Muscovy ducks. Kapag Pekin, ito yung usually ginagamit kapag yung Pekin duck buhay pa. Kapag Peking, may G po, ibig sabihin naman ito yung either karni na or luto na. So, and also, meron pang pinagkaiba yung Peking duck sa roasted duck. So, magkaiba yung luto nila. So, something new, no? Something na maybe pwede nating matutunan from this seminar. So, ito ang makikita natin, majority ng mga information na nanggagaling po sa Bureau of Statistics ay nakafocus sa itik. Can be na possible na meron ding portion doon o kasama na doon yung Peking duck. Pero technically, magkaiba talaga yung industriya na yun. So, noon pong 2019, meron pong 11.5 million population at ang total gross value of duck production in 2018 is 3.1 billion. However, the Peking duck breeds for meat production are not identified and majority of the duck meat produced are derived from spent layers or yung mga called, which is inferior in terms of meat quality. So here's another table on the volume and value of imported duck meat by quarter ng Philippines year 2017 to 2019. So ito yung sinasabi ko. This is same from Philippine Statistics Authority na makikita natin, no, we have data na pang-itik lang. Pero this one is very special because this is the data that shows the imported duck meat. So, medyo makikita natin, no, this is a Peking duck meat. Kasi I don't think, no, na mag-i-import tayo ng mga itik o yung mga culled itik. Just to inform everyone that US, France, Australia, ito yung mga usual na pinanggagalingan ng mga imported na duck meat sa Pilipinas na legal o merong dokumento. Pero marami po ang smuggled duck meat na nanggagaling sa Asian countries na hindi po nagre-reflect sa ating pong mga record sa gobyerno. The illegal sourcing of duck meat in the Philippines is rampant due to unavailability of quality local producer and weak government control. Kung titingnan natin, bakit ba mayroong smuggled na mga duck meat sa Pilipinas? Kasi mayroong demand. So, meron kasing nire-require yung mga Chinese restaurants na quality ng Peking duck meat na hindi kadalasan na nami-meet ng mga local farms. At then, meron demand, plus meron medyo mahina din yung ating control in terms of smuggled na mga karne. Doon po nagkakaroon ng mga chance, no, na tayo po ay magkaroon ng smuggled na duck meat. At ito po I must say, no, very rampant, na marami po talaga. So yun po yung isa sa mga problema natin dito sa ating pong bansa, no? Marami po ang mga smuggled. At ito din po ay nakakaapekto sa negosyo ng mga local producers. So the exact volume of demand for Peking duck meat cannot be identified due to illegal entry of duck meat in the country. So here's some of the news na nag-gather ko po galing sa internet from the Philippine Daily Inquirer, the Manila Times, Sunstar, Philippine News Agency, that there are lots of news, no, na maraming mga smuggled duck yung nahuhuli. And we are not sure if lahat ba nahuhuli. So here we can see that 5 tons of illegally imported Chinese meat nahuli nila noong 2019. And another, before last month of 2019, 10 million smuggled Peking duck din nahuli sa Manila. And then this year lang, 8 million smuggled Peking duck meat and other pork meat sa Angeles City nakuha. Then another 320 kilograms of Peking duck sa Manila din. So last year lang. So makikita natin na marami talagang mga activity no na nagpapasok ng mga illegal na karne ng Peking duck sa ating bansa. So ano lang yung sinasabi dito? Merong demand. Kaya meron smuggle at meron din namang legally nag-i-import. So there is a demand for this kind of meat. So in a nutshell, the Philippine duck industry is primarily for egg production for balut and salted eggs. Local statistics only measure the volume of duck meat from spent layers or the culled. And then currently, culled duck meat were estimated at 7.91 thousand metric tons live weight in 2018, and this has an average value of 64.68 per kilogram live weight, significantly lower than 2017. And on the other hand, demand for quality duck meat is required by Chinese restaurants and hotels primarily for roasted duck preparation. Ito, ibig sabihin nito, yung kasing mga Chinese restaurants and hotels medyo or very specific sila sa quality ng karne na gusto nila. Kasi hindi pwede masyado matigas, hindi pwede maraming galos kasi yun yung requirement ng roasted duck preparation na binibenta naman nila sa mga restaurants and hotels nila. But this is a very sad story because in 2020, we all know that the Chinese restaurant business was hard hit by the COVID-19 crisis or the pandemic, wherein most of the clients were encouraged by the government to close their dining spaces to, in a way, control the spread of the disease. So this is, just to give you so ako na po yung gumawa nito, this is the industry structure map of the duck meat industry, where we can see here the suppliers, the technology, the new entrants, substitutes, the products and services, and the channels, and the key markets, and also the trends and challenges po sa industriya po ng Peking duck. So makikita natin na kung nais po natin na mag-venture sa Peking duck, hindi po natin kailangan nagayahin yung mga existing na. Kundi po pwede natin gawin is we create some of the complementary na negosyo that will help the industry as a whole. So here's industry opportunities and threats under the old and new normal. For the opportunities, we can see that there's an increasing population of Chinese na lalong-lalo na bago po COVID. Ang daming Chinese. So almost punta kayo sa Mall of Asia, pumunta kayo sa mall sa Metro Manila, sa Pasay, Mandaluyong and all. Sobrang daming Chinese talaga. And there's an increasing per capita consumption for duck meat, and Filipinos are looking for new food options. But under the new normal, there's an increasing demand for food delivery, there's a momentum of local food movement, and there's an increasing demand for shelf-stable, ready-to-eat meals. So, on the other hand, there are challenges then ng old and new normal, which is the lack of government control, or maybe we can say there's lacking somewhere. No, I'm not fully aware of the problem and the system for the smuggling. And there's also a threat for even influenza. There's a poultry disease related to illegal source duck meat, and temporary closure naman po nung new normal, just like what I have mentioned kanina, the temporary closure of Chinese restaurants and low demand for duck meat. And then there's really supply chain disruptions. Just a short lang, introduce ko lang po yung kung kanina pinag-usapan natin yung industriya. So ito naman po yung Prima duck. Ang Prima duck po ay nagsusupply ng fresh and locally produced and world-class quality of Peking duck meat sa mga Asian restaurants and hotels by breeding, raising, and processing of Peking duck from, yung pong breeders namin ay from Europe. So, Prima duck is a business trade name of EDL Farm. So, EDL Farm po naman ay subsidiary ng EDL Group of Companies na nagdidil po sa marami pong mga ventures naman sa animal industry and other related and unrelated business ventures. So, Prima Duck contributes to food safety and security by being a better and safer replacement for imported and illegally sourced duck meat that may bring diseases in the Philippines. So, dahil nga po ang isa sa mga problema natin ay yung illegally sourced na mga duck meat, maaari pong may sakit. Yung pong na makukuha natin. So, ang business model po natin, we are employing an integrated duck production wherein we are importing parent stocks coming from Grimaud sa France. So, and then we rear the breeders and hatch the eggs in our breeding and hatchery facility sa Tarlac, and then we then grow the ducklings in our climate controlled houses, and harvested ducks are processed in our own dressing plant before delivery sa mga Chinese restaurants. Pero nga po, nangyari po ang COVID, kaya po, nagkaroon po kami ng problema sa pag-deliver kasi disrupted po yung kanila pong market. So what we did is we conceptualized an ordering system and also a very innovative preparation ng roasted duck, which is yung Roasted Duck Express. So ang Roasted Duck Express po is an online platform kung saan po pwedeng mag-order ng mga produkto na like 3-way roasted duck. Before COVID, wala naman pong 3-way roasted duck na ma-order. So, ang 3 ways po ay minced duck, salt and pepper duck, and duck pancake. So, this is the box. So, perfect po talaga siya for delivery. And also gift po sa mga friends and also celebrations. Para iba naman, hindi lang naman po laging lechong manok yung ating daladala sa mga kainan. Pwede po yung roasted duck naman, maiba naman. Pero po, for now, we are only catering to Metro Manila. Celebrities have tested and were very satisfied with our roasted duck. Nandiyan po si Layam Concepcion, si Gretchen Ho, si Zaya, si Aubrey Ma, si Richard Yap, Billy Crawford, Wendell Ramos, and si Tim Yap. So, marami pa. Hindi ko lang na-include lahat. Pero, most of them, marami na po na nag-try and were really, very satisfied with the products na meron po kami. So, restaurants are also tested Prima Duck meat and approve its quality. Sorry for the typographical error. So, ito na po. Ito yung mga tips sa duck farming. So, several tips lang sa duck production. Una, i-manage natin yung Pekin duck na waterfowl. Kasi most of us are used to managing chickens So, in our production, usually, ang ginagawa natin, sige, bana tayo. Kasi ang mindset natin is, poultry din naman yan. Pero, I would suggest that you do your research on how to do or to manage the ducks na based on their nature, which is they are waterfowl. Housing and equipments are very important. So, I would suggest na kapag po mag-venture tayo sa duck production, ay aralin po natin yung housing technology and ano ba yung mga pangangailangan ng mga Peking duck like heaters, feeders, mga tubig. So, kung paano natin yung i-disenyo, napakahalaga po nun sa success ng ating pong negosyo. Then, success relies on your management. Kailangan talagang inaalagaan natin yung mga Peking duck natin para po sila ay lumaki ng maayos at mabilis. And know your numbers. I would really suggest, very important ang recording po dito sa duck production. And get the best breed. Inbreeding po ay isa sa pinakamalaking problema na in a way nakikita ko po. Even online, marami pong mga groups na nag-venture na mga growers. So, marami yung nagbi-breed lang dito. Pero, hindi sa pinopromote ko, yung ibang bansa. Pero, based on what I saw. So, I had an opportunity to visit all of the facilities ng Grimo sa France, sa Vietnam. I also did some visits sa Thailand. So, and marami pang iba-iba pang mga areas, Australia. So, marami pang mga marami silang technology talaga na wala tayo. So if our mindset is that sige, pwede nang inbreeding kasi ginagawa naman ng marami medyo mahirapan tayo na mag-advance dito sa industry na to. So get the best breed talaga. Iba po yung performance ng talagang maayos na breed. Sabi nga, natutunan ko din naman to sa aking mga basic animal production courses na very important yung genetic potential. Yung genetic potential ang isa sa mga maglilimit nung performance nung animals na inaalagaan natin. Kung pwede natin yung bigyan ng pinaka-the best na management, pinaka-the best na nutrition, pero kung yung genetic potential niya medyo tagilid, hindi rin siya magpe-perform. So, I really recommend kung gusto nating seryosohin talaga itong duck meat industry is to get the best breed. And then, be mindful of poultry diseases. So, unlike chickens, marami ng mga experts dyan, pero for this industry, medyo kulang pa tayo sa ating background or sa ating technical knowledge in terms of diseases ng mga Pekin duck, ng mga itik, and some other waterfowl breeds. Then think big, practice systems thinking. So something I've learned sa aming ginagawa, hindi pwedeng ayusin mo lang yung breeding, tapos hindi maayos yung hatchery mo, tapos hindi maayos yung growing mo, tapos pangit yung processing mo. Kailangan nakikita natin yung buong system para yung approach natin on how to address the problem, on how to improve yung ating ginagawa is medyo malawak. Nakikita natin yung kabuuan o kalahatan ng ating ginagawang negosyo o production para mas effective yung ating nakukuhang resulta. So kung integrated din yung gagawin mong business model, kailangan maayos yung iyong kabuuan ng chain of production, even the marketing hanggang sa dulo. This is the ROI calculation of 1,000 heads of Peking duck. The assumptions are 100 heads yung per grow, then 6 ducks per square meters, 5 cycles per year, high-performing breed yung ginamit, 2 feed type regimentations lang ang gagamitin, then 59 days to harvest, 14 days to clean, and 2 manpower at a time. So 15 years, useful years ng housing, and 5 years naman for equipment for the calculation of depreciation, and then 95% ang harvest recovery, and then considered lahat ng mga harvest natin ay class A o yung pang restaurant talaga. So with that kind of calculation ay meron tayong net profit. So the total production cost o yung puhunan sa isang taon. So meron tayong 5,000 dahil 1,000 heads per grow, and then 5 grow, so that's 5,000 per year, at ang puhunan po doon is 2.3 million pesos. Pero ang kita nyo doon, ang gross revenue is 3.6. So, meron po kayong net profit na 1.38. So, which brings us the ROI na 60%. So, for those who are interested, pwede nyo pong i-email or pwede po kayong message sa akin sa Facebook, Alan Caseros 2, or the second, yun po yung aking account. At para ma-send ko po sa inyo ang Excel file po nito at magamit nyo po para sa inyo pong business plan. So, hindi po madali kuhanin yung 60% ROI sa totoong buhay. So, kailangan po, meron po tayong tinatawag na 10 critical success factors na ito. So, genetic potential, yung quality ng feeds nyo, yung feed conversion efficiency, yung harvest recovery, yung capital investment, depende sa housing na ibibigay mo, yung operational expenses, di pwedeng masyado kang maluwag sa paggastos, hindi mo na yung mababawi, processing technology, mahalaga po yan kung paano nyo kakatayin yung Peking duck, at napakahabang usapin pa po yan kung paano nakakatay ng maayos. yung quality management in terms of processes, in terms of operations, sa quality assurance, sa quality control. So, ayan po yun. Isa sa mga kailangan nyo pong gawin. And then, meat tenderness. Napakahalaga na makuha nyo yung tamang lambot ng karne. And then, dapat ay connected po kayo sa merkado. Kasi pwedeng makuha nyo, hindi nyo naman mabenta. So, magagastos din po kayo. So, in every crisis, there's danger, but there's also opportunity. Just like what John F. Kennedy mentioned, that the Chinese used two brush strokes to write the word crisis. So we're now in the crisis, and at ito po binubuo ng dalawang word, which is danger and also opportunity. So sa crisis po, be aware of the danger, pero hindi tayo pwede na parang okay na, tapos na yun, merong crisis, lulugmok na lang tayo kasi merong opportunity. Just to share na marami pong mga negosyo ang nagsimula talaga noong time na merong crisis at hanggang ngayon ay successful po sila. So ito po yung mga opportunities under the new normal that we can consider in our business. First is business digitalization. So this one is something that we in a way capitalized doon sa amin pong ginawang Roasted Duck Express. Online delivery siya. So, maganda yung customer experience. So, another opportunity is the increased focus on local farming practices. So, isa dito is that dati madaling mag-import eh. Ngayon naman, pwede pa rin, pero iba yung presyo kasi iba yung, lalo na yung mga pang air freight. So, like yung mga live animals. Very challenging, no? Na mag-import po sa ngayon. Kaya, mas preferred naman yung mga locally produced na mga produkto kasi nandiyan na, malapit na. So, isa po ito sa mga trends ngayon na mas marami yung preferred yung locally produced at saka regional ang approach ng sourcing ng supply chain ngayon. So, ang pangatlo po is changing customer behavior. So, ang mga tao po nagbago, no, maraming mga ginagawa natin ngayon, hindi naman natin yung ginagawa dati, so nakasanayan na natin ngayon. So maraming oportunidad sa mga pagbabago na yon. So kailangan as an entrepreneur, as an agripreneur, makuha natin yung oportunidad na yon at saka yung maaral natin kung ano yung mga pangangailangan ngayon ng tao at ano naman yung mga asset na meron tayo na pwedeng in a way, makasatisfy dun sa need na yun at dun magmumula yung negosyo. And also, the pandemic created a more leveled playing field. So, kahit malaki, kahit maliit, almost parehas na ngayon na nagsisimula. So, it's an opportunity for us to start our agribusiness ventures kasi nga, ito na yung talagang, in a way, magandang opportunity, magandang time for us. And as conclusion, it is okay to fail. Kasi kapag hindi takot tayo mag-fail, hindi tayo makakreate ng magandang project, magandang venture, and also pivot or die. So kapag may mga pagbabagong ganito at meron tayong negosyo, hindi natin binago, mamamatay talaga yon. Kasi kailangan sumasabay tayo doon sa mga pagbabago. And also, we need cooperation and collaborations. Kasi sa ating pong panahon ngayon, hindi kaya ng isang kumpanya na ma-address lahat ng mga challenges. Kailangan natin magtulungan sa academe, sa industry, at yung iba't ibang industry players like yung mga hatcheries, yung mga marketing arm, yung mga distribution. So, lahat ng mga stakeholders ng industry na ito, kailangan na magtulong-tulong kung gusto po na ang gobyerno, no, kasama din po doon, kung magkakaroon ng pagtutulungan, kung magkakaroon ng pagkakaisa para ma-improve ang industry ng duck meat, napalaki pong opportunity. Marami pong salamat. Yun lang po, and I hope marami po akong na-share po sa inyo at na ibigay po na insights po para po sa bawat isa. Thank you po.